Hello, today we're going to talk about how to read an owner's statement. First, you want to get to the owner's landing page, and how you do that is you make sure you open your condo manager. You make sure you're in the right association, which up here in this top ribbon, you'll see we're on Discovery Bay. You can go to information, this little folder on the left-hand side, and you want to double-click owners. If you know the owner's account number, you can just pop it in the search box, or you can just say, if you know their last name, so let's say Jones. We found a Mr. Jones, and you double click that ribbon right there, and that brings you to the owner's landing page. Once you're on the owner's landing page, you're going to see this little box right here that says statement. Double click, or just click that, you don't have to double click it, and then you'll be able to see their account. There will be another video on how to print and transmit and email these statements, but for now we're just going to look at an owner's statement. Okay, so once you've printed that, I'm going to get out of here. I have 3 examples for you today. Excuse me. And the first example is someone who you've come across in their ledger that is behind in their dues. So if you look at the ledger, you'll see it's pretty close together. All of these words are pretty close together. So you have to be really clear on what you're looking at here. So these 3 columns right here, you'll see a charge, a payment, and a balance. So basically a debit, a credit, and a balance, okay? It starts at the beginning of the year and it ends today. So, and you can also see that from up here, it starts from January 1st to today's date, which is 10/28. And you can see from this, on these dates right here is when any transactions take place. So here you can see that the person started the year with a beginning balance of $138.70. Well, that's in the negative. That hasn't been paid. So January 1st, dues were charged at $74.35, and that brought the balance then to $213.05. So you can see right here, there's nothing that has been paid. So if any adjustments or any kind of payments had been made, that would show up in this column. And you can see here that this person was sent a final collection letter. I'm actually going to highlight that so you can see what I'm talking about. So they would get this final collection letter, which was posted, and that's a $50 charge. And then their March dues were charged. And then you can see where they finally get that, oh gosh, I better pay my dues. So they made a payment here, but it's been pretty sporadic throughout the year. You can see over here more charges, some late payment fees. Excuse me again. We're charged another late payment fee. So anytime the owner's account is past 1 month's worth of dues, they get charged a late fee. And then this account, these late fees are $10 a pop. So those add up after a while. Excuse me, pardon me. And so finally, by about July 28th, you can see right here, July 28th, this person actually caught up on her dues. Okay, it looks like she made a payment under here and she had a 0 balance. But then some other things happened. She stopped paying again. So then there were some more late fees. So as of today's date, there's a balance of $253.05. So this is a pretty straightforward example of someone being late with their dues. Let's look at somebody who has a credit. So this person started the year with a credit. So anytime you have brackets like this around a number, that's a credit in the balance column. So it looks like they started the year with a credit. They probably didn't know that, although their ledgers do get sent to them. And they're, you know, they pay every single month. You can see their charges were charged, their payment was received. And today is, again, October 28th, and they still have that credit on their account. In fact, as I was going through here, I was writing some of these owners to let them know they did have credits on their accounts. And then you can see sometimes it's intentional, right? Like if, sometimes owners will pay quarterly, so they'll do like 3 months at a time, and you'll see a credit. And if you open up their ledger, you'll see that they've paid 3 months at a time, and it's pretty, um, consistent throughout their payment history. So then you kind of go, oh, okay, this person's paying 3 months in advance. Now let's look at a trickier one. This one I found a fine. So again, we have our charges, our payments, and our balance, our debits, our credits, and balance, okay? So in this, you had to kind of get in there because the charges for the dues are $135 a month. And then I found this fine. They got fined for a vehicle in their driveway, which was $150. So you can see where they started the year with a credit, right? Because here are brackets, right? Around this credit right here. Let me get my highlighter pen. This credit. And they paid their dues. They still had that credit, right? And then their February dues came up, and then they got this charge for the fine. Well, they didn't really recognize that fine until about March. And then they paid that. And then they were back to their $40 credit again, $40.50. So sometimes you'll get a bottom line balance, at the end of the month, and you'll kind of go, wait, what? That doesn't add up. You have to kind of go and look through. Now look here. Oh, you know what it was? See, I'm glad I looked at this. This fine was reversed, which will also show up as a payment on the account. So it's a credit or a payment to that account. So whatever reverses that debit. So it looks like she probably, went before the board and asked to have it waived. It came back to accounting. Accounting reversed the fine, and then, that gave her a credit for that fine because she was charged for that fine, and then left that balance for that monthly balance. Then she paid her dues, and then she had her $40.50. And let's see where she's at today. It looks like somewhere she caught up. So here, she found out she had the $40 credit, $40.50 credit. And then you can see she missed July there, but then on July 3rd, she only paid $94.50 because that was her balance at the end of June. So you just have to be careful to look at the dates, look at the comments, the description rather. This description, have to look at that carefully. Sometimes you'll find little fines and things in there, and that'll help explain what is owed on that account. And you have to, be able to explain that to the owner, because the owner 9 times out of 10 will not see that. They will all they're looking at is the bottom line. I got these late fees and da da da. So sometimes we can reverse those late fees, but we have to know, if they have a check that didn't show up. Let's say they had a check that didn't show up. We have to ask them for a copy of the check front and back, so we can trace it, because the bank will put a tracer on the back of that check. So sometimes it's hard to go through these, but you can do it. Just have patience, and if you run into a brick wall, just ask me. My name is Sue, and I'll help you. All right, take care. Bye.